I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is. They want to go about their day exactly as it is, do whatever they would normally do, and just want somebody there when it's convenient for them or, for the things they want to do. Like, convince me I'm wrong.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we will see a woman saying that men don't make an effort like they used to, that they no longer run 500 miles for her, and questioning where all the chivalrous men have gone. We want to invite you to smash that like button. Let's support the movement. Subscribe to the channel. That's the only contribution we ask of you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement. Share your experience in the comments for any man who might need it. Without further ado, let's get started.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like,
I think you're right. I think most men don't want a relationship. They want three things. They want a sex doll in the bedroom, someone who has just enough experience, but not so much experience that it hurts her little feelings and triggers her insecurity. And of course, men want a mommy, someone who's going to fold their laundry and clean the kitchen and make them dinner and lunch because they're too fucking incompetent to make a fucking sandwich themselves. And of course, to wipe their asses for them, because men like this do not wipe their own asses. And they want a trophy. They want someone they can dust off the shelf, show around when they want, and then put back on the shelf to stay quiet until the next time. Men don't want an equal partner. These men don't want a relationship because these men, as sad as it is to say, they don't actually like women. It's pathetic. And this is Bacon.
These simps think that by telling women what they want to hear, women will pay attention to them, not realizing that women prefer a masculine man over a groveling simp. And we don't want sex dolls, just women who treat us with respect, who appreciate what a man brings to the home. Women who understand that we are equals, not their fathers, as modern women like to call their provider man. It's ironic that when men become everything women say they want, what ends up happening is that the women cheat on them. So it's not that men want a trophy. They want a woman who knows how to connect with her feminine side, who brings feminine energy into the home, and doesn't turn a man's life into a living hell.
Where are the men who would wake up just so they could be the man who wakes up next to you?
Well, I'm sorry to have to break it to you, but those men, they've already woken up and they've left. Because you see, men have now realized there's no real benefit to waking up next to you. We've seen that while you demand things from us, you offer little to nothing in return. At least not anything we can't already get without involving ourselves in a relationship with you. And on top of that, for decades now, y'all told us you didn't want us. Y'all told us you didn't need us. We heard you. And now we're off making a better life for ourselves. One that doesn't involve you. Would we like to have a great relationship? Sure, who wouldn't? But men have finally figured out that the risk simply isn't worth the reward anymore. And now that you guys are figured out that we figured it out, well, now you're wondering, where did all the men go? And then there's this.
Like, where are the men who would walk 500 miles?
And I would walk 500 miles. Now you know why I was never the lead singer in any of the bands I was in. Anyway, last I knew, they were raking in the royalties still from that song they created 30 years ago that I still can't get out of my head.
Absolutely. They sowed the seeds of resentment and abuse towards men. And guess what? Now they have to reap what they've sown. Men are expected to meet a long list of demands, from being 6 feet tall, earning 6 figures, coming from a good family, to having a house or a car, and being a professional, just to date a woman who, at best, is average. The only thing she offers is her presence, which she has likely offered to other men, giving you something used. After hitting the wall and seeing that this man prefers to go for a younger woman, she gets angry and wonders where all the good men have gone. Those men stayed in the past, where you left them when you decided to go for Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table except his seed.
And then walk another 500 miles for a total of 1,000 just to fall down at your door.
No, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there's no way in hell I'm singing that god-awful song to you. All kidding aside, the point I want to make is that women often want men to meet the expectations of things they hear in songs or see in the movies. As I frequently call it, they're searching for that perfect Disneyland prince, the one that doesn't actually exist, but yet they all think does and that they deserve. Men see it for what it is, an expectation of perfection, something no one can achieve. And knowing that, why would they enter into a relationship with someone who expects that of them? Someone who actually believes a man should walk 500, 1,000, even 1,000,000 miles just to be with them. Men are done playing these silly little games, ladies. Life is not a rom-com or some romantic song. Life is, well, life. And the completely unrealistic expectations that you've all set now, the higher standards, have reached a level of absurdity that men look at it and go, yeah, no more. We're done. Especially when they realize that they're not going to get anything in return, no matter how hard they work to woo you over.
Where are they at?
Well, to wrap this up, where they're at is sitting home or hanging out with their buds, playing video games, playing guitar, enjoying life. No longer having to deal with the drama, no longer having to deal with the financial drain of expensive dates, only to get ghosted shortly thereafter. No longer dealing with the ridiculous expectations, higher standards that you've all set. Ladies, I'm sorry to tell you, but men didn't create this situation. You did. But men have now seen it for what it is, and they're done and walking away. And the really sad part is, they ain't coming back anytime soon.
And you know what's sad about all this? The men who bought into the Disney narrative of happily ever after, who were everything she asked for, only to realize that the only thing they got was a woman who cheats on them for being too good. We're tired of these games, where one gives and gets nothing in return, where a man works 25 or more years for his family, and when he's nearing retirement, the woman asks for a divorce. Men who were that great Disney guy see how the woman, to take all their assets in the divorce, tarnishes their image by saying he was abusive. Women who falsely accused men to leave them on the street and take their children away. No more, the abuse ends now. I would rather invest my money in myself than give it to a woman who won't appreciate anything I do for her. Let them hit the wall because the wall doesn't forgive.
If you're panicking over the fact that you are still single and you are starting to have this nagging fear that you are going to be single forever and you're going to die alone, then listen up. When I was 29, I was single as a Pringle, single as can be. There was not a man in sight to date. When I was 30, all in the year of being 30, I got engaged, married, and pregnant with my first baby. Now, here's the thing. When I was 29, I hit a breaking point where I was like, I can't keep going the way that I'm going. What was I doing? I was dating emotionally damaged guys, but yet at the same time, I was saying, oh, I want to settle down. I want to have a lot of babies, but yet I'm dating guys who clearly cannot give me what I wanted. I had no self-worth. I was basically chasing after guys to give me this feeling of self-worth. And then I decided that enough was enough. I mean, I had worked on myself a lot up until that point, but I still had a ways to go. And so I did an intensive inner self makeover. I fixed my mindset and the faulty beliefs. I rewrote the story that I had created in my head. The story that a lot of you may have created in your heads about not being good enough, not being worthy. The guys that I want are never going to want me. I'm going to scare away whatever it is I want, and on it goes. I fixed it. And I got to a place where I said out loud to people, I have come as far as I can go as a single person. I am self-actualized. I'm confident. I have self-worth. I love myself. I love my life. Any more personal growth is going to happen in a relationship. Right after that, I reconnected with an ex-boyfriend who I had wanted for 11 years. We weaved in and out of each other's lives. He never had a desire to date me. All of a sudden, he was overcome with this desire to date me. By our third date, he knew he was going to marry me, and the rest is history. The reason I'm sharing this with you is that when you do that inner work, the change can happen so fast. And if you want to have that inner makeover, if you want to know the step-by-step guide, I actually have a live course that is launching June 1st. So check that out. Join me. I want to help you get there. All the information is in my profile. If you have any questions, leave them below or DM me, and I hope to see you there.
In short, you got tired of dating Chads. Once you turned 30, you realized that Chad wasn't going to commit to you. To avoid wasting more time, you changed your entire game plan to go after a beta provider who would offer long-term financial security. Because when you hear a woman say, I had to work a lot on myself, it just means she stopped dating men who only provided good times in bed and now claims to be ready for commitment. She now thinks she deserves a good man or a beta provider. I don't know how a man feels when he hears that he was chosen because he was the safe option, not the one she liked the most. This is what most women want to do. Enjoy their youth with a Chad and secure their financial future later with a beta provider, while saying they now have high standards when they're hitting the wall.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort.
There's plenty of pivotal moments. How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, hey, how are you, wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes? Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would they try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or grape at any given moment by accident just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly? Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth chasing. Okay, bye.
Woman, you deserve a beer. It couldn't have been said better. There's nothing more to add here but to say, you made the bed you're lying in today. You wanted to be independent, to be left alone, and now you're getting what you asked for. We gave you the last drop of chivalry we had left. That's how good we are. So, I hope you sleep well in the bed you made, because the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why do you think men no longer chase modern women? Why are there more single women every day? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.